What's your opinion on the present relationship between Vall d'Hebron Institut de Recerca and the hospital itself?
Well, as you know, the mission, the purpose of Vall d'Hebron Hospital is to provide excellent healthcare. You know? And to do that, you have to link the healthcare activities with medical education and research and innovation. Vall d'Hebron is a public institution without juridical personality, and the VHIR charity has juridical personality, and this allows to the foundation to manage human resources and procurement in a more efficient way. You know, for that reason, we create in the past the foundation, and I think that the relation is good, the experience is good. We have to foster a new leverage over the foundation.
We provide services for more than 700 persons that are related to the hospital, that belong to the hospital. In fact, Vall d'Hebron Institute of Research is a kind of tool of the hospital itself, as you say, to provide those services in a more efficient way. And I expect that in the future this nice and good relationship will continue, and we will be able to increase the activities.
In the case of Vall d'Hebron, that VHIR Foundation has to manage around 60–70 million euros. That means it has to increase twice the size and the budget they have now.
You are right. Now we are around 35 million euros, so we are quite far from those numbers. But in the positive way, I think that most of that budget is fight in the market, if you want. In fact, we have very little money, very little soft money. And these are our teams that are able to present good projects to the public or private authorities that make those numbers of funding.
VHIR has the facility of the hospital. 50% of researchers of the foundation are paid by the hospital. And if we analyze the whole thing, we can identify a structural budget and competitive budget.
Yeah.
But I think, as you, that we need to increase the structural budget and the compromise of the health authorities and the management team of the hospital to increase this structural budget. You know? But the balance, the actual balance is quite good and competitive in relation with other institutions.
From a competitive point of view, I will say that VHIR or Vall d'Hebron is one of the most competitive structures in getting funds from both from public agencies and private companies.
Now is the second in the country. But if we pay attention to the research that is developed by the hospital, is first is equal with our main competitive rival. You know, I think that we achieved a lot of success, but we have to improve some mechanism in relation with capital risks from different kind of philanthropy to increase the budget.
How important is research in a more practical way in the clinical practice of the day-by-day of our professionals? What do you think that research puts additionally?
Vall d'Hebron is an academic institution. It's not a city hospital, it's not a district hospital, it's a national academic institution that if want to be excellent in healthcare, need a strong program, a robust program in medical education and research.
They are leaders in the clinical practice, but at the same time are leading the scientific field, and many times at the international level, we should not expect to be the best in Spain, of course. We should expect to be the best in the world, or at least to be among the best in the world. Our research is devoted to the people, to the problems of the people. And this makes a very important and singular thing that doesn't happen in other institutions that are really very good also, that are at the front edge of the research. But I think we have an additional value, an additional responsibility, social responsibility.
The role of the hospital is not an easy one, you know. There are different levels. First of all, we have to serve our community. We have to do that. Second, we have to play a role of national reference. For reference of Catalonia and the Spanish state. We have to be able to compete in the European arena, in the European research area. And we need to have the detectors to be able to compete in the global health system. You need to be a strong academical center to develop these 4 levels, to develop those roles. Vall d'Hebron is the reference center of Spain to connect the National Research of Spain with Europe in one of the ECRIN projects, EATRIS, and probably we have to grow and to increase our presence in the global health system. I think that through the program for rare diseases, through the program of Alzheimer's disease, through other kind of programs, we have to be present in a collaboration project with the United States, Canada, and Asia. You know, we have to. It's not an easy job, but we are in the way to achieve that.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. That's one of the main objectives in the close future, to become more relevant in the international arena. We have put that as a main objective for the next 4 years. A part of the translational medicine, we have put a lot of effort to make our teams that are very good in a national level to be present in European consortia, and in some cases, if we can, to be leaders of those European consortia. Innovation, our relationship with the private companies. I think we have made a lot of effort, particularly with the pharmaceutical companies in the clinical trials. Vall d'Hebron at present is leader at the national level on new clinical trials. In the total clinical trials we develop, and also we are becoming more and more present at the early stages of clinical trials. But even in that case, our relationship with other parts of the industry has less developed, and particularly our position in trying to protect and transfer our knowledge. I would like to know if you think that this in a hospital like ours is a good strategy, and we should push more on that way.
But we have to move from a public statement to develop instruments to perform that. Yeah. And the recipe could be, first, we need a strong organization. We need to have the talent, the more competitive professional. We need the cutting-edge technologies. And we need to introduce a cultural change. You know, that to be efficient in the innovation process, we have to change the culture, we have to protect knowledge, we have to make transactions with enterprises, and we have to capture new professionals that know how to manage the interface between knowledge generation and the market. You know? Then a lot of things to do, but I think that Vall d'Hebron and the foundation is prepared to do that.
There is another important initiative that connects with the mission of the hospital itself, and is an initiative that I like to call the Friends of Vall research. People that visit their doctor once a year or twice a year probably will like to be more involved in what is being done in research in the hospital. It's a nice opportunity to be more accountable, to be more friendly to our public, to our patients, to offer ways to communicate, to be involved, to be part of the research.
I think that this is a sin, don't obtain benefits to give to the society the investment they have done in the previous years. No? I think that the foundation is a good instrument. I think that the cultural change is in advance.
We are very lucky. We are really leaders in clinical practice that at the same time leaders in research and are also leaders in teaching. We are in a good position, but we should be able to keep that pace in terms of trying to attract the best, at any level of the organization. I mean, try to attract the best medical students, but also try to attract the best doctors that go into the internship, the residencia. But at the same time, trying to attract the best professionals that are already in the market. Of course, we should promote our people. The ones that are the best inside should be promoted. That's my opinion. But should be in a meritocratic way. We want to be the best with the best people. And we should be able to provide the tools, to provide the pathways, to make the pathways smooth, for them to be easy to transit to those pathways. And I think from that point, from the management point, this is one of the most important things we should do.
We need a new kind of people, not only thinker. We need people, and a mixture between thinker, entrepreneur, and able to capture economic resources. Excellence in scientific productivity means a very efficient science system.
How do you imagine the hospital and the research in that hospital, let's say in 5 years? What do you dream that this should be?
My dream, well, I think that the dream of most of the professional of our hospital is to have a highly competitive healthcare institution, excellent in medical education, excellent in research and innovation, and to be an example, a model to follow.
Yes.
No? If we are able to achieve that goal, we have been successful. If not, well, we have been an average manager.
We should not be, I expect not to be part of the average. I think we should expect to be in a leader position.